The database is used to store the data. That is fine. But why we store the data? Why we store the data? Why? Because sometimes we have to refer those data. Sometimes we have to refer those data. Sometimes we have to read those data. So while reading the data, how we are reading the data? So we read the data with the help of select command. Now that's why we are more focusing on select commands. That with the help of select command, what are the other thing that is possible and how we are uh, getting familiar with the select commands. That's why we are learning all those things. So let's do some queries so that we can get more insight of the commands. Okay. Now for that, let's try to understand these two tables. What are the table? So we have two table. One is called customer table, right? Then we have another table, which is called orders table. Orders table. Let's see, this is my two tables. This is my customer table. So as you can see, we have 8 customers. Customer ID is there. Uh, Last name, first name is swept. So this is your the surname of it, and this is the initial name of it, and then there is a city of those customers. Then we have this order table, right, where we have the order IDs are there, customer IDs are there, and order dates are there. Okay, so you see these two tables are there. Okay. So as you can see here, we have these two tables. We have these two tables. One is called customer table, another is called orders table. Now, all of you thought of some queries so that we can use the select operation to retrieve some queries. Now, let's try something. Meanwhile, you can also give me the queries. So let's try something. Let's say I want the customer detail who belongs to Bhubaneswar city, right? So BBSR is Bhubaneswar, CTC is Cuttack, and RKL is Rourkela, let's say. So I want the customer detail who belongs to Bhubaneswar city. This is my query. Getting it? So the query is Find the customer detail who belongs to Bhubaneswar city. Okay, this is my query. Now, what is the SQL for this? What is the SQL for this? So for that, let's write the query. Now, first of all, could you tell me, do we require both the tables for this? I want the customer detail only. I don't want the order detail, right? It says that I want the customer detail only who belongs to Bhubaneswar city. So my query is, do we require any these two table to join? So I don't think so. This table need to join. I need only one table, which is the order table. And I want the city is equal to Bhubaneswar, BBSR, right? I want the city equal to BBSR. So those detail I'll get as a output. So it is a very simple query, but I'll do select. I want the detail, right? So whenever I got the query like details, so you'll use asterisk, means all the columns. From which table? Customer table, right? And what will be the condition? Condition here will be the city, which should be equal to BBS, right? This is my simple query for that. So I got those people who belongs to Bhubaneswar city. So as you can see the table, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 customers are belonging to Bhubaneswar city. That's why we are getting all 4 names who belongs to Bhubaneswar city. Right? So this is how we'll write down the query for SQL query for the given query. Now let's put another question. Now I want the customer number, or I want the number of customers. I want the number of customers based on their cities. I want the number of customers based on their cities. So based on their cities, how many number of customers are there? Like BBSR, 4 number of customers are there. CTC, 3 number of customers are there. RKL, 1 customer is there, right? So I want the number of customer. I want the number of customers belongs to a particular city, right? So find the number of customers belongs to each city, right? This is my query. So find the number of customers belongs to each city. Now for this query also, I do not require to join. I have only one table which can fulfill the requirement of this query, right? I need the number of customers. So the number of customer I'll get from the customer table only. And the city also I'll get from the customer table only. So I do not require to involve 2 tables. So always you remember, whenever we find out the query, we have to see whether we need to go for 1 table or we need to go for 2 tables for doing that. So here find the number of customer who belongs to each city, right? So it should be like city name and what are the number of customers, city name, what are the number of customers, right? So this should be my output. So it will have only two columns. One column will be city and another column will be, because I am counting, so it will be count, right? I am counting. So I'll count what I'll count. I'll count, let's say, how many customer IDs are there, that I'll count from customer table, and I'll make while counting, I'll make a group, and this group I'll make based on the city, right? So I'll select the city as well as I'll count it, how many customer IDs are there in each city by making the cluster of the cities. Okay, so count customer ID will not produce as a output. I'll put as number of customer, right? Number of customer. So let's run this. See, it is producing the number of customer based on the city. So in Cuttack city, we have 3, Bhubaneswar city, we have 4, Rourkela, we have 1. Now, if you want to sort it based on the number of customers, we can do that. So we'll make it like order by number of customer or customers, you can say number of customers. Okay. Yes, so it has been sorted out. Let's say you want like who is having the highest number of customer, right? So you can always do the order by with the help of the number of customer in a descending order. So it will produce the Bhubaneswar at very first, and then Cuttack, and then Rourkela. So as you can see here, right? In that way, you can do different type of queries. Now this query is giving me number of customer who belongs to each city. Now in the